Hello and welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the PDGA Junior World Championships presented by Innova Discs. This is a PDGA Major event and we are bringing you coverage of the MJ18 division brought to you by Gatekeeper Media. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Doing good, man. We had a rainy one this morning and it's also hot out here, so double threat. But our players are soldiering through, and you can see what they did here on the front nine.
Yeah, Patrick Yu, Keegan Haupt at 3 under for their first 9 holes. Luca Nieminen at 2 down, and Loren Buterbaugh looking to make some moves at even par. We've got some hot scores out on the course already. Elijah Cleary and Ryan Mon with some hot starts. We'll see if the rest of our lead card can track those guys down.
Yeah, definitely something to shoot for, and this looks like a tough one here. This is hole 10, a par 3, 415 feet, and as you can see, there's water all along the right side. If your tee shot does not come to rest inbounds, you do have to go to a drop zone, so it's really to stick inside the green if you can.
Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of wind too. Keegan Haupt up first. Does just barely make it around that tree and skips himself up just outside circle 1. About 35 feet short. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, that'll do. And because you have to throw this one on a hyzer, it's really hard to get any sort of flex on this. I mean, it's really a pure 415-foot hyzer.
Yeah, this hole is a bomb. For error.
Yeah.
Patrick Yu up next. This one is low, out of the hand.
Get a skip.
It does not look like he cleared.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sure he was able to clear it and get to the basket in practice. Not able to execute this time. But Buterbaugh went OB on the last water hole that was on the right. And he seems to do the same thing, pulls it to the right. And I do not believe he made it inbound, so they will be going to the drop zone.
Yep, another very punishing drop zone here, just like we saw on hole 8. Player's going to go for the forehand. And Patrick kind of blitzes this one a bit, goes circle's edge long. It's going to be a tough comebacker.
Yeah, and honestly, it seems like almost the exact same as the other one. Water on the right, drop zone leaves you with a kind of a strong forehand here. You got to be careful not to leave this one out too far to the right as well. Buterbaugh does a nice job, gives himself a putt inside the circle to save his bogey, and here is Yu for his bogey save, looking around 40 feet here.
Oh.
Well, he didn't let go of the
little pump fake.
I don't know if I've seen that before. He didn't let go of the disc, so he's fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is definitely a first. Let's see if he can make the correction, but nope, just a bit high on that one.
Yeah. And how is that like not in your head after,
Yeah, I don't know. That was such a strange little reaction. This is actually a birdie putt for Haupt. Isn't quite able to connect. Bogey save chance for Buterbaugh. Does not connect either. And what a drive from Nieminen. Now just a 28-footer or so for birdie. And knocks it down.
Very nice. Definitely picking up a bunch of strokes on this hole with that birdie. And that does put him at 13 down overall.
This is a double bogey putt for you. Taking his time. Ooh, another little pump fake. Okay, is able to knock it down, but once you start kind of overthinking, can get into trouble.
Yeah, that anxiety builds. You Yeah, you just got to remember your routine. Try and get yourself out of the situation, and it's just another putt. And I do have to correct myself. Nieminen is at 12 under par, not 13. But
How
good
dare
job
you,
by you
Dan?
too. I'm so sorry, everybody. Reading numbers is hard.
It's not as easy as it looks, folks. All right, we got Keegan Haupt here. This is a par putt coming back. Nice, strong putt there. He's looked very confident on the putting green these past couple holes. Unfortunate double bogey for Buterbaugh. These water carry holes have not been treating him well so far today.
Yeah, and Haupt taking the lead, at least on our card, at 13 down. And we're going to move on to hole 11. This is a par 3, 285 feet. So remind me, what was the magic number right now leading that we saw on our
After
leaderboards?
9, we were looking at the 15 under range, I believe, something like that.
Okay.
But those guys still have a couple holes left, so could be more, could be less. We'll see. These back nine can be challenging, so we could see some stroke swings either way. That was a nice looking shot from Nieminen, and he's got a circle's edge putt.
Looks like this one lines up nicely for the forehand, moving left to right. And there is a good solid stroke there by Haupt, leaving himself 25-ish type feet in for his bird.
We've seen you like to throw these subtle angles with the backhand. Looks like a little putter turnover on this one. Looking like a good angle if it misses these late trees. Oh yeah, buttery, smooth.
Perfect. Drop that one in, count it. Surprise, surprise. Butterball is going to go with a forehand on this one. He's been successful in these as of late.
Yeah, probably just a nice overstable putter for him. Got plenty of power. So can just smooth one out there on a little baby hyzer. It's looking good out of the hand. And yeah, slides up well inside the circle.
Yes, we got a couple of birdie putts coming up on this one. Kind of a nice little break after playing those 3 water holes. And Nieminen drilling one from C2.
He is feeling the putter right now. That is his second deep circle 2 make of the day. Starting to heat up. Butterball with a nice putt of his own. Drops that one in from circle's edge for the birdie. Gets him moving back in the right direction.
A nice little bounce back for him. And so here is Haupt at a similar distance for his bird to keep pace with everyone else right now.
Oh, that's the first one, Dan. We finally saw a 50-50 putt go in.
Woo.
It's a Christmas
Give us a
miracle.
slow-mo on that one. Yeah, that was the dancing on the back for a little bit.
All right, now just a short one for Patrick Yu. As long as he knocks this one down, we got ourselves our first star frame of the day. Nicely done, gents. Hole 11 did play as the easiest hole on the course, but I think that's just because the 4 holes before it plays so hard. Just you can breathe a sigh of relief finally.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. And we're going to move on to hole 12. This is a par 4, 575 feet. So tight gap, kind of a low ceiling as well. Make sure you keep something in the fairway. Jail if you make it to the left or right. And looking like a casual pond from that rain in the middle. So try, if you're going to go for it, if you're going to rip one, try and get it over that. You don't want to have to stand in that.
Yeah, nobody likes soggy socks. Good break for Nieminen to find the fairway after a bit of a misrelease. That was a nice shot from Haupt as well. Finds the fairway for him. No need to bite off too much here.
No, but sometimes you'd like to go for it. See if you decides to chew a little bit more off.
Oh, yeah. This looks like a fairway driver that was turning so nicely, but just barely
Mm-hmm.
catches a limb. Takes everything off of it. Still a good shot. He's in the fairway, but that definitely had another 50 or 60 feet on it.
I think so. And you know what? I saw a bunch of water there. Seems like he found one of the only dry spots as far as he got. And we're going to see Buterbaugh try and launch one with a forehand here.
Just a bit overturned. Finds the left side rough. Nieminen can get aggressive here if he wants. Could maybe still have a chance at the birdie, but he's looking at 400-ish feet. And yeah, just a bit of a low release.
Ah, man. It gets a cut roll into that nasty water. Doesn't seem to land in it, though, so should be dry. But yeah, this hole is just, I mean, half of it's underwater, it looks like, or at least swampland.
Yeah, as if it wasn't hard enough already. The overnight rain and early morning rain definitely didn't do it any favors. Not the best pitch out for Buterbaugh, so he has a long turnover into the green to try to save his par. Looks good, though.
Needs to keep turning, and it does. Getting a few pond skips there. So, do you take your casual relief, or do you step in that water and try and bang that putt?
That is the eternal question, Dan.
It certainly
Which
is.
what do you value more, a 30-footer or wet socks? I guess it depends kind of what shoes you packed for the day and how deep the water is too.
Yeah, you know what? For me, it doesn't. I just step in there. Just do it. That's how I
Look,
feel about it.
Loren,
But
if you wanna take the 50-footer, I will not blame you, bro. All right, so you, after the best drive of the group, is looking right at the basket. Oh, and just a little bit high. Catches some limbs for him.
it's gonna be a tough spot over there. That tree really doesn't look like it allows many gaps. See if he can find something. And Neiman has got this little step out forehand. I love this type of shot. Just a little bit of an Anheuser nose up, soft landing.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say that was a soft landing, kind of burnt it over a little bit, but with
Yeah.
how he's been putting, maybe that's exactly where he wants to be, just a nice easy 50-footer.
You know, that casual 50-footer.
Yeah, from the water,
Yeah.
with wet feet. It's hard to roll over water. If that's what Haupt tried to do
Yeah.
there. He's going to have a wet putt as well if he wants it.
He will. It doesn't look like you does. He'll just be pitching up and over, is what I would assume. It looks like a little bit too low of a ceiling to give this one a run.
Yeah, that's just a pitch up, easy par for him. Not a bad result. This is the fourth hardest hole on the course. Not too deep.
There you go. Get
Socks
in
are
there.
staying dry for now.
I doubt it.
He is a step putter though, so if he does his normal putting style, we might see some little splashdown USA for the fin.
See if it pays off for him.
Oh my! Okay,
Let's
he's officially
go.
on fire. What a
Like you
what
said.
a putt!
Casual.
Oh
Very
my
nice.
gosh!
Yeah. You're fine. Get a foot behind that disc. There you go.
Yeah, not too deep.
Yeah. Looks like his shoes are somewhat waterproof as well. So like you said, there's a chance that the socks aren't getting too wet.
Circle 2 look for Haupt, just a bit wide.
Here's Buterbaugh to save his par after that pitch out he had. And just off the rim again, his round is like 4 strokes different based off of like 2 inches.
Yeah,
Each foot.
he's had a bunch of those putts that have just been a tiny bit off. So nobody in birdie position here. Good connection there for Haupt.
Yeah, this did play as the fourth most difficult hole on the day, and you have to think if the water, I mean, it had to have. The water had to have come into play, whether it was footing or having to take the casual relief or whatever it may be, making it just that much tougher of a hole.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one more thing to think about, right? One more thing that could potentially get in your head during the round, and that can make the difference.
Nobody is immune to a course like Northwood Black.
Just throwing laser beams.
That's so good.
Bresnell, the birdie, the fist pump.
Critical shot.
Gotta get up. Bresnell.
That is a shot of a champion.
Your 2024 Champions Cup winner, Andrew Bresnell.
After that difficult one, we are going to head over here to hole 13. This is a par 3, 340 feet. One obvious gap to hit here. I shouldn't say that. Two gaps to hit here, one down the right side, one down the left side. Nieminen opts for the right side with the backhand. Does come up a bit short, though. So, tight gap, low ceiling, 340 feet, which is a little bit of a rip when it has to be so low.
Yeah, definitely going fairway driver here. A nice kind of subtle hyzer flip that never quite gets to flat would be ideal. This one flips up a bit too much for you. He catches that right-hand side. Let's see if either of these two guys opt for that forehand line. Nope. Not yet. This is a little high for Haupt, but is looking good if it continues to get through cleanly. And yes, it does. Absolutely parked.
Looking like one of the best drives of the day so far. It's nice to just tap one in, and we're going to see Buterbaugh go with the forehand route. This looks smoked. He does leave it a bit out to the left, but, I mean, you got to be happy with that.
Yeah, hit the gap nicely. Just might have to navigate that split tree up by the green. Tough spot for you. That looked like a misrelease that got a nice break off the tree to kick him inside the circle. If he knocks this one down, okay, I was going to say just a layup, but
his streak continues because he wasn't going for that one, so
it's true.
Nothing's lost.
Okay, long look for Buterbaugh, unable to connect.
Yeah, good confident bid though. Good to see him still running everything just a bit high. Here is you to save his par, and he is able to knock that one down. See a few comebackers here, and we get to see Haupt just get to tap it in. Buterbaugh going a little bit farther past the basket than I had originally thought. There's a little bit of a tester coming back here.
It is, but he knocks it down. Keeps himself at 7 under for the tournament. Tap in par for Nieminen as well, and Haupt after that picture-perfect drive. Dunks in the birdie. Got to feed the driver.
Absolutely. And that does move him to 4 down for the day, 14 under par overall. Speaking of 14, we are at hole 14. This is a par 5 first of the day, 900 feet.
An absolute monster of a hole through the woods the entire way. Spoiler alert, this plays as the hardest hole on the course, so we will see how these guys attack it. Keegan Haupt going to be up first, just going with a nice smooth backhand. Needs this to turn, and wow, what a late drift he got on that shot.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. That was really good. And You can see the fairway is also somewhat of a little bit of a, scattered pond as well. So that'll add to the difficulty here. But everyone's pretty much going to try and do what Haupt just did there.
Yeah, objective one is you got to keep it in the fairway off on this tee shot if you want any chance of getting a birdie. That was really well thrown as well from Nieminen. I think just a nice mid-range. I love the discipline from these guys, kind of disking down on this hole, just trying to play controlled. Yu does the same thing. This is fading out a little bit. So not ideal, but it's fine.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna have to see what he has from there. But I would agree with you. No need to chew off too much on this. I mean, 300 feet, 300 feet, 300 feet, and you're at the pin. And this is early release.
Yeah, I'm surprised Buterbaugh doesn't go with the sidearm here. I feel like this is just a nice, smooth, putter for him, and he can bite off 300 feet and keep himself in the middle. But opts for the backhand. So now he's got to start scrambling early. If that stays in the middle, yeah, not a bad shot.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Might have a forehand from there.
All right, so now the fairway hooking back to the left. Got Nieminen up first. Something overstable. Fades out a bit early.
Yeah, just a bit early. It might be open over there. We're going to have to see what he has. So Buterbaugh finds a nice accurate shot with the backhand. Going splishing and a splashing. Probably easy to do on this one right now.
Yeah, the better the shot, the more likely it is to end up in a puddle, unfortunately. This is a great shot and actually does not find the puddle. Even better footing for Haupt.
All right, so this is where it can get tricky, right? Like you find yourself off the fairway. Now, do you try and just pitch out, or do you try and bite off a lot here?
Wow. And Patrick Yu cutting the corner.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, bold strategy. And it works out for him. Nieminen's just pitching back out.
Yeah, he skips out of the water. He'll be able to have some dry land to throw from. All right, Buterbaugh here with his fourth shot right now, throwing the Anheuser forced over flex. Does get a kick back out to the fairway and probably an easy up and down from there.
Yeah, not the worst result on this hole. If he gets up and down for bogey after that errant tee shot, pretty much played it near perfect from there. Not a bad throw from Haupt, just doesn't quite come out of it. Comes up a bit short.
Yeah, just a little low, dug into the ground. But here we go. We got these two guys who are right smack dab in the middle. Just a little putter speed control here.
Oh, no.
That is not... That's a shank.
That might be one of those, exactly, slippage or just thinking about his footing too much with the water. Standstill, a much better option from Nieminen. And slides it up inside the circle.
Still leaving himself with the tester. Here is you going with patent pending, dealing with these thin little trees that are just annoying enough to get you frustrated, but you not frustrated at all. Says here's how you do it.
Yeah, that's a big time shot to give himself a chance to save the par. Not an easy scramble from over there. Yep, there's that pitch up from Buterbaugh, puts him in place for bogey. So a long look for Haupt. Call this a 60-footer. Good effort. Coming up a bit short.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Again, like you said, this did play as the hardest hole, so taking a par is perfectly acceptable here.
But why take a par when you can take... Oh, wait, that was also a par, wasn't it? I'm losing track of shots.
Because I must take a par, that's why.
Yes, exactly. Nice par for you as well.
Yeah, and only 6 birdies on the day here. So again, par is a good score. There's a good putt there from Buterbaugh to limit the damage. Not the round he's looking for, but again, he had a bunch of those 50-50ers where this could make the difference between a, 3 up and a 2 down. So got to just keep battling. We're going to go battle on this hole 15. This is a par 3, 360 feet.
Another one that moves dogleg slightly to the right. Haupt going to opt for that subtle turnover backhand.
Yeah, pretty tight here. But not for Haupt.
Yeah, just
Pretty.
cured it.
Yeah, and he's found a little bit of a hot streak here on this back 9. Throwing well, putting well. And looking like he's going to tack another one on there. So here is Nieminen. Looking a little low out of the hand, but gets a skip and C2 look. We might have seen him make 1 or 2 of those before.
1 or 2 or 5 or 10.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. See if he can do it again. You trying to copy Haupt's line here. Doesn't seem to get the turn necessary, and he does kick into the rough left. And he should have a gap or 2 there to get his scramble par.
Yeah. Yeah, Buterbaugh going back to his bread and butter. See what I did there? You see what I did there, Dan?
I really did. How long were you loading that one up?
About as long as my Houston we have a problem joke from round 1. It was looking like a great line. Kicks off a bit to the right. So he's going to be out in deep circle 2 from there. Not the easiest lie for you, but only about, I'd say, 100 or so feet. So can just pitch this one up for a stress-free, or I'll call it a low stress par.
Yeah.
All right. If he makes this, Luca Nieminen is in contention for the best putter in the world. I'll say.
Here we go.
Oh, he had a tree in his way. So that would have made that putt even more impressive if he knocked it down.
It was still a good run, good bid. Still having a great round putting, but yeah, that would have been pretty special. Buterbaugh just off again, 2-3 inches. Sometimes you just have those rounds. Everybody does.
Yep. Bit of a comebacker for Nieminen. Got a branch in his way to deal with. Surprised he's not going to a knee, but just going to go. I'll try to go up and over it, but yeah, that's a tough 3-putt.
Yeah, definitely a little mistake right there. You're feeling good, so I don't hate the run before it, but definitely got to make that comebacker. And Haupt is taking advantage of it and takes a stroke or 2 on the card here.
Yeah, 15 under. We said it a couple holes ago. That was kind of the mark of where these chasers were hanging out at. So if he can finish strong here, is definitely going to keep himself in the mix to at least potentially have a share of the lead going into round 3.
Yeah, and I think something tells me that those scores that we saw before were after 18. I could be mistaken, but
so no way. You talk about superhero stuff. That is a flying Kev man.
here at 16, this is a par 3, 280 feet.
Yeah, just to comment on what you said before the break, Dan, those scores were through about 13 or 14 holes, so
Okay.
could still fluctuate a couple strokes either way. We'll take a look after the end of this round what those players finished at. A bit of an early release for Haupt is not going to keep his hot streak going most likely, but not a bad kick. Keeps him in the middle. Very tight gap here on this par 3. But not a problem for Patrick Yu. Absolutely pures it.
Yeah, what a great shot right there. This one again, these tight gaps. Tough to hit, but if you do, you will be rewarded. And Buterbaugh here, a little bit of an ace bid.
Yeah, that one was hunting chains. Ends up a bit long, but a very nice shot. This is looking good for Nieminen as well. Oh my God. How did that not go in?
I feel like we were just cheated of an ace, but that's all right.
These hologram baskets that course designers are rolling out nowadays are just rude.
Really high tech, but not practical.
Not at all. Wet putt coming up from Haupt, but that was a good looking shot. Another chance to prove he is the best putter in the world. Luca Nieminen from just outside the circle. A lot of chains.
Yeah, a little high, a little right. Wouldn't expect that one to fall too many times, but definitely had the chance. So here is Buterbaugh coming back for his birdie. And there's a good clean stroke right there.
Yep. You're allowed to go for the ace run if you make the birdie putts coming back. It was well done from him. So yeah, a bit of a wet foot putt from Haupt now. Still some meat on the bone, 20, 25, 28 foot maybe. He's been pretty good from this distance for most of the day.
Yeah. No need to think about the feet. You're already in there. Just go ahead and focus on that putt and deal with it after.
Knew it out of the hand. Just a little low.
Yeah, and that kind of halts his hot streak here. See if he can snag one or two of these last two to get himself back on track.
Yeah, and Patrick Yu after that tap and birdie going to find himself tied at the top of this card at least. That 14 under mark. He's had a very consistent round, not doing anything too crazy, picking up the birdies here and there. It's exactly what you need to do after coming out from that hot start in round 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting down to the home stretch of this second round. This is hole 17. This is a par 4, one of the longer ones at 360 feet. So another tight fairway off the gap, making sure that you do not find yourself left or right. So maybe throwing a mid or a putter off this tee to stay on that fairway path.
And that is very well thrown from you. Fades off that left-hand side, but that's exactly what you're looking for. Buterbaugh going to try to match that line. Just a nice flip-up shot.
And these guys are going a little bit faster speed, trying to chew off a little bit more, and that one just drifts a little bit to the left and probably pinched off there. I would not assume he has something into the pin, but we will have to wait and see. Nieminen now gets a good rip off of this one. Oh, yeah.
That one is looking nice. Gets a nice forward kind of pushing skip as well. Stays on the edge of the fairway. Haupt after that tough bogey on the last hole. He'll be looking to bounce back. A bit wider. And yeah, does not sneak through.
No, but is fortunate enough to stay relatively, in the fairway, not too obstructed here. Look like he has to go
Is he going
and
through?
take this. I don't know. I feel like the safer play is outside. Yeah.
Yep, good decision. Just pitching up, staying in the fairway, looking to save a par.
Yeah, probably a low percentage to give himself a putt, so nothing wrong with that. Still early in this tournament, this marathon of a tournament. So making sure we get some good scramble shots off. Buterbaugh going with the forehand. Not sure where that one ended up.
Yeah, I think it cut rolled a bit, so not exactly where he wants to be. Nieminen just a bit off as well on his release. And what a drive from Patrick Yu. Just a nice, open, probably mid-range shot into the green. That's what he's been throwing so well all day.
This one needs to swing a little left, get inside that circle. Looks like it does.
Yeah, about 25 feet, pin high right. Nicely thrown.
This looks like a little challenging upshot. Having to hit a little bit of a gap here.
Unfazed. Well thrown there. That's a good scramble. Should have that tap in. Or not tap in, but short putt for his par. Tough scramble over here on the right as well for Buterbaugh. But he hits his gap, and that is going to check up just a bit long for his par as well.
So here we are off and into the putting green. See if these guys can knock some of these down. This one a little far. Maybe just trying to get it up there to dunk it in. Always important every shot. Make sure that's inside 5 feet, not 20. You know what I mean? No need to stress.
Nice par save for Buterbaugh. Knocks that one down from 25.
Nieminen here left with about, 20 feet. It's been pretty solid from all distances today.
Yeah, just a small blemish with the 3-putt a few holes ago, but good putt there. Drops that one in for his par. Patrick Yu a chance to take a stroke on the entire card and grab back that solo lead, at least on these guys, from about 18 feet. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a good birdie right there from you. Haupt with a nice scramble to save his par. And here we are, folks. Last hole of this round 2 at Blackhawk. This is a par 4, 575 feet. Looking similar to what we've seen so far. A little left to right drifting shot that stays in the fairway. Seems to be the ticket here.
Bit overturned, but gets a nice little slide for you.
Yeah.
Should be a good result.
No surprise, Buterbaugh is going with the forehand here. Probably going to have to flip something up and have it push forward rather than just having something dump out to the right. Just like that.
Yeah, and he's going with the fast disc too, looking to bite off a ton of distance.
Oh, yeah.
And he does just that. That was a absolute rip.
Nieminen. A little early, I would say, and it does get knocked down a bit. It could have been worse. It could have been knocked into a little bit denser of the woods. He'll have to find a gap from there. And Haupt is opting for the forehand as well. Again, trying to get it pushing more forward rather than just dumping out.
Yeah, it looks like a great angle out of the hand and gets a little skip as well. right in that same range we saw Buterbaugh. Nicely thrown shot there. So Nieminen going to be up first on his up shot. Quite a small gap to deal with, but fights through. You can see the whisker right there just around circle's edge.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And good to see these guys battling out here until the last hole. Definitely got to give it your all. And we have seen nothing but that from every competitor so far. You just pulled it a bit. We've seen that once or twice here during this round. Unfortunately, it does catch him on this one as well.
Yeah, now has still a difficult up and down just to save the par. That was very well thrown from Buterbaugh. Going to end his round on a high note. And Haupt, yeah, what a great tee shot, left with just this little pitch up into the green, but he pulls it. If he can save his par, will likely have the hot round on the card. Straight putter shot into the green as a little too much. Oh, catches late. It's going to be a tester.
Yeah, definitely not guaranteed here. This would be a good one to knock down to end the day. Let's see if he can take care of it.
Oh, what a run.
Man.
To even just give it the height from back there was very impressive. So Nieminen with the birdie putt from just outside the circle. Oh, yeah, the little fist pump.
Done. Still in the running.
100%. Yeah, 13 under for the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Putter has been solid for him all day. Have you now got to go to the knee. Very similar spot. Just outside the circle. This is to save his par. And it'll also keep him on the lead card if he's checking scores.
I know we are.
Taking his time. 35-footer. And he gets it. Huge putt for Patrick
nice.
Yu. And
We
a
will
very
see
solid
you
round.
tomorrow.
Nice. There we
See what I
go,
did
Dan. There we go.
All right.
Love it. We love it. We're bringing all the bad puns to the booth today. Good birdie for Buterbaugh. Finish out his round. Not the round he was looking for, I'm sure, but just a couple inches here, couple inches there on the putting green, and he would be right there with these guys. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back and rejoin us in round 4. Taking a look at our card, Patrick Yu, Keegan Haupt, and Luca Nieminen all 4 under for the day. Very solid and respectable rounds. As we take a look at the overall leaderboard, Ryan Mon, more than respectable. 12 down, fire round. Elijah Cleary, 10 under, just as good. Those two guys are leading the way as we head into round 3. We will also see a new name, Broden Barlow, joining us with Patrick Yu for round 3. Make sure to subscribe to the PDGA's YouTube channel so you can watch it alongside us. We'll see you then.